What's up, Leopards fans? Welcome back to another episode of Inside Campus. My name is Teo Rodriguez, and right now I'm here with Coach Bohn. And we're just going to take some time to talk about the previous season, and then we're also going to talk about the summer and the season that's up ahead. So stay tuned. A lot of good information going to be coming out. And without further ado, let's get right to it. So let's start simple with talking about the ending of last season and how you feel everything went.
Yeah, I mean, we had a winning season, but not making the playoffs was disappointing, and I think that we learned from that, having missed out based off of 1 point,
Right.
we could really focus in the winter and spring on, as a program, attention to details and, knowing that one play, 1 point kept us from, competing for, in the playoffs and possibly for a championship. I think got everybody really focused on that theme of attention to details, and we took that into the spring season, and we ended up going 4-1 in our 5 spring games, and so I think the players used the disappointment of the fall and not making the playoffs, and really kind of were motivated moving forward.
Right. And, ending that season, I know obviously when a new season ends and the semester ends in general, you have a lot of graduating seniors. So just talk to me about like what you feel like those graduating seniors contributed to the team in their 4 years, and also like where they're headed afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, as a group, they were just an amazing young men. It was the last of our COVID players. So, we had a couple guys graduate in December after their 9th semester, and then we had the rest of the guys that were on the normal track graduated in May. But they played in multiple Patriot League championship games, and I think 3 consecutive, last 3 seasons, they helped us have 3 consecutive winning seasons. And so they did a lot on the field, but even more so off the field in the classroom. It was a really special group.
Right, of course, yeah. It's definitely some holes to fill with graduating seniors leaving, but I'm sure the incoming class is going to make sure that they fill those holes nicely, and we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about the incoming guys, and I think the returning guys, again, use the spring semester to on the field start to fill those voids, but also from a leadership standpoint, we were able to get some guys to really step up and take charge, and again, just really excited about the future.
Right. Yeah. So now after the season ends and after the semester ends, the summertime comes around. What does the average D1 athlete for soccer do during the summer in terms of what do their trainings look like? What type of internships are everybody being a part of?
Yeah, it's amazing. If we have, say 25 guys coming back, they might all be doing something different. We have some guys that go home and stay with their parents. Other guys go to other cities or around the world and do internships or do different things to build their resume. Some play high-level soccer, either at a USL2 level or an MPSL level, which are the 2 highest amateur levels in the United States in the summer. And other guys, though, they're so busy with, say, a banking internship in New York City that they can maybe just on a Sunday get out and kick the ball around with some alumni. And so it's all different, but it's exciting to see that we have some guys on campus, some guys in DC and New York and Philly doing internships, some guys again playing full-time soccer, but whatever our players want to do, our staff is there to support them and help them accomplish those goals.
Right. And then obviously the summer ends, and then we get into the preseason, and building back up after you've had that time off. So what do you do for the preseason? Like how much time do you allocate for the preseason and everything like that?
Yeah, well, we'll be getting going here in about a week or so. August 4th, the guys report, and so. What used to be the month of August, summer, was summer, no longer,
right.
With women's soccer and men's soccer and all Division I sports being pushed up, which is exciting. We get that extra week of training in. So, but we basically break our preseason down into 4 periods. The first period is what everyone would assume or think about when they think of preseason: on campus, in the cafeteria, eating, doing 2-a-days, and getting after the grind. And then the second period, we actually bring together a friendly and a traditional trip to Ocean City, New Jersey, which is one of the favorite things for the past players in the program as well as the current guys. And so that second period, we go down the shore for 3 days and do a lot of team building. We do train down there, we do fitness and things like that, but a lot of it's more team building. Then we come back, have a third period where we're back on campus focusing a little bit more on kind of tactics and really kind of finalizing some decisions about the lineup and playing time going into the start of the season. And we finished that third period of preseason with another friendly, and then the fourth period of preseason is the build up to our first regular match, and that's about a 4 to 3 day window where we're now digging into a scouting report for our first game and really finalizing again some details and tactics.
Yeah, so everything is calculated, everything is projected, and you have everything laid out day by day.
Oh yeah. For everybody in the department, they know when we're going to be doing exactly what for those 17 days.
Right.
So it's good. The players like it because it gives them a set schedule, and we really try to stick to that schedule to just make sure that they're. It's already stressful enough, preseason and competing and all the hot weather and the fitness and the training, but we try to make the schedule pretty structured.
Right, yeah. And especially structured because you have a lot of new guys coming in this year. I know you have 9 first years entering the roster and also 1 transfer. So I'm just going to list off everybody that's going to be coming in for the new semester, and just talk to me a little bit about each person and what you're looking for out of them, or just any general thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty big class. Which will make us still ironically, we were kind of young last year. We're going to even be younger this year.
Yeah.
So we only have 4 seniors on the roster, and then with these 10 new players, over 80% of our team are going to be underclassmen. So, but yeah, the 9 first years. I don't know if you want to go down one at a time.
Yeah.
We can do that. So.
Yeah. I have the list here, so
okay.
I just name one.
There you go.
And you just talk to me about him.
All right.
Let's start off with Noah Amankulor.
Yeah, Noah's a guy from the Philadelphia area. Plays for FC Delco, which is one of the bigger, more stronger clubs in the Philadelphia area. He went to Penn Charter High School, where one of our current players, Jimmy Melnick, went as well, so they were high school teammates. We also have a player on the basketball team from Penn Charter, so it's a school that we recruit as a department and as an institution from quite a bit. And Noah's an attacking player, can play up top, can play out wide. We love his dynamic attributes as far as what we call downhill. Likes taking people off the dribble, is really explosive, is a great finisher. At the youth level, we believe that it will translate to the college level as well. And he's a super bright young man, who I know chose Lafayette because of the academics. Was a big part of the decision-making process for him and his family.
Yeah.
But just a great all-around kid that we're excited to bring in.
All right. Starting off strong. All right, let's keep it going. Francisco Benbow.
Yeah, goalkeeper.
Okay.
Right. So we graduated 2 goalkeepers in Griffin Hupp and James Macchia. So we brought in 2 goalkeepers. So Francisco is coming to us from Penn Fusion, which is kind of a competitor with FC Delco down in that Philadelphia suburban area. And he's coming from, again, a great pedigree in regards to his club level, high-level ECNL team, and really good feet. So for us building out of the back or for distribution, that's probably one of his big strengths. Really good shot stopper, and again, coming from a family that really values education, and so we're excited about what he's going to do on the field. But I know he's going to take advantage of the academics as well.
Of course, has to. That's the other important part of being a student athlete. You got to take advantage of the academics.
No doubt.
Tommy Clark.
Tommy Clark. Tommy's a young man from the Scranton area. He played for LVU, so another strong Pennsylvania club that we dipped our toes into in the recruiting this past year. He's another attacking player that mostly plays on the flank, but can play centrally if need be. But he's super skillful, really fast. He's got another gear compared to most players at his age. I think he won the district track championship in his area for the 800 meters. So he's no doubt someone that we think right away, day one, is going to have not only the soccer skill but some athleticism and some physical abilities that will be able to, help him make an impact at day one.
There we go. I'm liking what I'm hearing so far. Let's keep it going with Samir Deshnika.
Samir is our one transfer.
Mm-hmm.
So Samir's coming in from Clemson, which is one of the top programs, if not the top program in the country. He is from Connecticut. Him and his parents are from the Cheshire, Connecticut area, and he's a left-footed center midfielder. So we love our lefties here at Lafayette Soccer, and just really skillful. Got playing time in Clemson in the spring matches, but I think wanted to find a school where maybe he could take on a bigger role, and maybe actually kind of maybe get out there and not just play a role soccer-wise, but also from a leadership standpoint. And when he was looking for a place to go, we met right away, and I knew it was a perfect fit. But again, left-footed, super skillful, creative, attacking center mid, who we think will bring us something a little bit different than what we currently have on the roster.
Yeah, and as a transfer, is he coming in? What year is he going to be as a transfer?
Yeah, good question. He has two. He actually has 3 years of eligibility left.
Okay.
He's going into his junior year academically, so we'll see what ends up happening. I'd love to maybe keep him here for 3 years if we can, but definitely has 2 years of eligibility, for us here at Lafayette.
Word. So coming in as one of the older people in this crew.
Yeah, he's a great kid, very mature, and I think as a transfer coming from a program like Clemson, he's going to bring a lot of positive things.
Word. We have Lucas Gardeniers.
Yeah, Lucas plays for Baltimore Celtic, which is one of the top clubs down in the Maryland area. Lucas is a guy that we found at camp last year, and impressed us right away, not only with his skill, but with his size. Lucas is, I would say, and a lot of times people in sports say you're this height, but you're really 2 inches shorter.
Inflated a little bit.
Yeah. No, Lucas is a legit 6'5".
Okay.
So in the soccer world, that's very tall.
Yeah.
We actually have a senior center back, which is the same position Lucas plays, Nick Liebig, who's about 6'5", 6'6" as well. So we think with Lucas coming in as a first year under Nick's tutelage, them kind of having similar body types and similar skill sets and playing the same position, that Lucas, we believe, was going to have the same impact on the program over his career that Nick has. And Lucas is not only good size and a good athlete, but really skilled for his size, which is rare. And we can't wait to start working with him. Let's just say that he's got a lot of potential, a lot of potential.
Great. Now this next one, I'm excited about this one. I'm a New York native myself, so seeing that somebody's from Brooklyn, New York, I got to show some love. We have Oliver Gordon.
Yep. Oliver plays MLS Next for Gotchi, which over the last couple of years has been one of the better teams in the entire kind of eastern region, if not the entire country. Oliver plays a defensive center midfield role. Like Lucas, brings good size to his position, with also very good feet and very good technical ability for a big guy. He is a city kid, so we have many alums in the city, and Oliver's already started to connect with some of those guys, and which is awesome and cool. And Griffin Feather, one of our current players, lives in the city. So, we've done. And Alex Sutton, one of our former goalies, is from New York City. So, it's really become an area of the country that you wouldn't think maybe necessarily New York City for soccer, as far as there aren't a ton of grass fields, right? And there aren't necessarily a lot of areas, but Oliver is a city kid who brings a little bit of that city edge, that we like here at Lafayette Soccer. A little bit of a toughness too, but again, great size, great feet, and a guy that we think is going to compete day one for playing time.
Right. Always rooting for my New Yorkers.
Yeah.
As a Harlem native, always rooting for my New Yorkers. Next up, we have Thomas Hughes.
Yeah, Thomas plays for PDA, another strong club in New Jersey area, but in the country. He's a center midfielder who. First, and I'm showing my age here, Teo. His dad was actually a Lafayette men's soccer player. So, and I was an assistant when his dad played here. So I'm showing my age. Yeah, I had a lot of hair, and his dad was playing, and now full circle, 20 7, 8 years later, whatever, now Thomas is coming to play, which is pretty cool to have that lineage of father and son, which is the first time it's happened in my career, that I got a chance to coach a dad and his kid now. But Thomas is a tough, hard-working center midfielder, really industrious. We kind of in the soccer world call it like a box-to-box midfielder, can defend, can possess, can get into the attack when necessary. Really, like I said, really good technically, and is going to be a guy that we think is, going to be able to come in and hopefully allow us in certain moments to have some composure on the ball and keep the ball for us. And but he also has a grittiness that his dad brought as well, that we love.
Right. That's what's up. Father-son duo.
Yeah.
Can't get enough of them. That's Bronny and LeBron, and now these two.
Yeah. There you go.
Next up, my favorite name on this whole list, Nicholas Papadopoulos. Talk to me about him.
Yeah, Nicholas is the fourth in our lineage of, I think they say they're Cypriots. So we had Marcos, Giannis, Nikolos is a current player on the team from Cyprus, and now Nicholas is coming in. Nicholas is similar to Lucas and Oliver. We didn't necessarily start strategically thinking we needed to get size, but we definitely got size in this class. Nicholas is, like Lucas, probably coming in at 6'4", 6'5", target forward, plays for the highest or the best club team in Cyprus as a U19 player, and has a lot of experience over in Europe, and is a guy who has scored a lot of goals in his life, and is a guy that we're going to really rely on heavily to kind of pick up some of those goals that we lost with someone like AJ and Lawrence graduating. That we think Nicholas is going to be able to come in and help in that area with on the attacking side.
Right. Next up, we have Bryson Vale.
Yeah, Bryson is like Samir, a left-footed center midfielder. Which we were targeting lefties in this class, and Bryson is from South Carolina, plays on a really high-level club team down there. I didn't get a chance to go down and visit him, his parents, down in that Myrtle Beach area, but I'm looking forward to that maybe in the future.
Right.
But now he's a little bit similar to Thomas and Samir, like hardworking, industrious center mid, but has some creativity and flair in the attacking third, but a toughness that we like too. It's none of these guys are necessarily luxury players. They bring a technical ability, but with a toughness and a willingness to defend and work. And there's no doubt Bryson does that. But the left-footed piece gives us a little bit of versatility as well, and so we may possibly, see what he looks like out on the flank. But a great kid, great family, and nice to get he might be my first player that I've ever coached from South Carolina.
Yeah, I'm about to say this was pretty far from the other people that you've recruited, but it's nice to see
went
something different.
Went outside of our backyard.
Yeah,
went went across the pond to Cyprus, and then also went down south a little bit for Bryson there.
So we'll see what the South has to say.
Yeah.
And rounding out the crew, we have Harrison Wolfram.
Yeah, another goalkeeper. Like Thomas, plays for PDA. Grew up the last few years before he went to PDA, was in the NYCFC system in New York at the MLS level, and then moved over the last couple of years to PDA and's been the starter there at goalkeeper. Like Francisco, has good feet, technically sound, great shot stopper. We think just like a really well-rounded goalkeeper. Sometimes we get goalkeepers that maybe have a certain strength, that maybe it's something that we're going to have to develop, and there's no doubt Harrison needs to develop. But we love his well-roundedness coming in as a first year, and we think he's a guy that will be able to kind of push the current goalkeepers in the program and create some really strong competition.
Right. So that's all the newcomers, and I will say that we're rooting for you. We hope you have a great 4 years at Lafayette, and that everything that you do at Lafayette is always very sharp and very pristine. So we are rooting for you. But I think you talked a little bit about tradition with Lafayette, and how are you going to integrate those new people in traditions that you've already done and get them to buy into that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think our current players, help as much or do even more with that process than even the coaching staff. And so over the summer, we do something called brotherhood groups, where we break the team up into small groups where they communicate, via social media, text, whatever it might be, just to kind of update each other, to offer support, answer questions.
Right.
And so I know a lot of our older players, upperclassmen, have already started to kind of get to know the incoming guys and build those relationships, and start to kind of already set the standard for what's expected, whether it be with the effort that they're putting in over the summer for fitness, or whether it be just some of maybe my pet peeves in regards to discipline and little things like that. And so, kudos to our current guys and our leadership council for really working hard this summer to make sure that those guys understand what our culture is all about. And so I think that tradition of winning and that tradition of being a strong student athlete and taking your academics seriously as well as your soccer seriously is something that our incoming players, I think, are they were aware of it in the recruiting process, but now after the summer, I think they're really ready to kind of hit the ground running.
Yeah, and once you hit the ground running, that transitions perfectly into starting the season and some of the important dates that you have for the fall. So just talk to me about what some of the important dates, some of the important matchups you're looking towards, and anything like that.
Yeah, it's going to be starting on August 21st at Seton Hall, which is a very strong Big East program. Many of our non-conference opponents this year are programs that have traditionally done really, really well, but also have traditionally had a lot of international players and are typically a little bit even older with grad students and transfers. And so, it's going to start right away. Day one with Seton Hall. I think they won 11 or 12 games last year and have a really, really strong program and a lot of talented players. And then, we also have two non-conference teams that made the NCAA tournament last year. So speaking of New York earlier, we'll be heading to playing LIU here in Easton, but we'll also be heading to Fordham and playing them. And LIU and Fordham both made the NCAA tournament last year. And so there are two, again, programs that traditionally have strong older international players, and so that'll be highly competitive group of non-conference games that I think will get us ready for the Patriot League season. We do open up at home on September 13th for the Patriot League against Bucknell, who won the league last year. So we're already have that start on our calendar, and we're excited about that opportunity at home to start the conference season. September 27th is homecoming. So for all those alumni and people out there that are watching, mark your calendars. September 27th is homecoming and alumni day for us for men's soccer. So perfect storm where we have a home game and we can do it on our school homecoming day, and that's against Colgate. And so we're also on that day, Teo, going to do a special 30-year celebration of the 1994 and 1995 championship teams. So they won back-to-back championships in those 2 years. So we didn't do anything last year for the 94 team, so we're going to do it in conjunction with the 94 and the 95 teams this coming year at homecoming. So all of you guys that were on the 94 and 95 team, or if you know any of those guys that played on those teams, please spread the word, because we love to get as many of those guys back as possible.
Come back.
We always have a good alumni day turnout, but with those two teams, we're hoping we can do something special to celebrate their success. And then and then we do have a couple trips, non-conference trips down to the Philadelphia area, where I know we have a lot of alumni. We're down at Temple, down at Drexel, two strong programs. So I think non-conference schedule, really excited about some new teams on the schedule that we haven't played the last couple of years. So that's always good for the players. Little fresh faces, some new fresh locations. We're going up to Rhode Island to play Bryant. And Bryant's been really strong the last couple of years in men's soccer. But then, as I said earlier, September 13th, really digging in and getting ready for the Patriot League season.
Yeah, well, sounds like you have a lot to look forward to, a lot of good things ahead of you. So rooting for you and hoping everything is going to be good. Any closing words and closing remarks?
No, just want to thank all those people that are watching for their support. Of the current student athletes and of the program. We couldn't do what we do if it wasn't for the support of our loyal donors and alumni and friends and parents. And so, this is an amazing group of young men. The spring semester was awesome. We really, I think, are moving in the right direction with our culture, with our competitiveness, and with building a team that we believe can compete for a championship.
Right. Well, with that being said, this has been a Look Inside Campus. My name is Teo. This is Coach Bohn. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.